Still Waiting. Chapter 1. The Quiet Mornings of Old Age. My name is Robert Hale. I am 71 years old. I live in a small town in the United States, in a quiet house that knows my footsteps very well. Every morning I wake up early, not because I have work to do, but because my body no longer knows how to sleep late. The sun comes in through the window, and I sit on the edge of my bed for a few minutes, listening to the silence. Silence becomes a companion when you grow old. My children live far away. They call sometimes, mostly on holidays or birthdays. They are good children. They are busy, and I understand that. My wife passed away 12 years ago. After she left, the house became bigger and emptier at the same time. Some days I feel lonely, but I do not complain. Life gave me many things, and it also took some away. That is how life works. When I look back, I do not see only sadness. I see love. I see warmth. I see memories that still make my heart smile. And among all those memories, there is one story that shines brighter than the rest. A story I have carried quietly for more than 50 years. This is not a story about success or money. It is not about power or fame. It is a story about the heart, about first love, about waiting, about losing and finding again. The best part of my life did not happen when I was rich or strong. It happened when I was young and brave enough to feel deeply. I was 22 years old then, a college student, full of dreams, full of hope, and that is when I met her. Her name was Emily. Even now, saying her name makes my chest feel warm. Chapter 2. When Emily walked into my world. I met Emily on a rainy afternoon at college. I still remember the day clearly. I was sitting in the library, pretending to study, but actually staring out the window. The rain was heavy, and students were running inside to avoid getting wet. She walked in, shaking rain from her hair, laughing softly to herself. That laugh caught my attention. It was gentle, honest, and real. Emily was younger than me, a year below. She had simple clothes, kind eyes, and a smile that felt like home. I did not speak to her that day. I only watched her sit a few tables away and open her book. From that day on, I noticed her everywhere. In the cafeteria, in the hallway, on the campus lawn. My heart would beat faster every time I saw her. But I was shy. I told myself, "Tomorrow, Robert, you'll talk to her tomorrow." Tomorrow came many times, and I still stayed quiet. Then, one day, something changed. A group of boys were laughing loudly near the bike stand. Emily was there, clearly uncomfortable. They were teasing her, saying things that made her look down. I felt something rise inside me. Fear, yes, but also courage. Before I could stop myself, I walked over and told them to leave her alone. My voice shook, but I stood firm. They laughed once, then walked away. Emily looked at me with surprise, then she smiled. "Thank you," she said. That was the beginning. Chapter 3. Becoming her best friend. After that day, Emily started greeting me whenever she saw me. "Hi, Robert." Those 2 words were enough to make my whole day better. We started talking slowly. At first, it was small things, classes, exams, weather. Then, one day, she sat next to me during lunch. "You're very quiet," she said, smiling. "I think too much," I replied. She laughed. "That's not a bad thing." We became friends, good friends. She told me about her family. Her mother was a nurse. Her father had passed away when she was young. She was strong, but I could hear sadness in her voice sometimes. I told her about my parents, about evenings at home, about how my mother always asked about my day. Emily listened carefully, like every word mattered. She called me her best friend. That word made me happy and afraid. I loved her, but I was scared to say it. I was scared of losing what we had. So I kept my love hidden in my heart, where only I could feel it. Chapter 4. The question that changed everything. One evening, we were sitting on a bench near the lake on campus. The sun was going down, painting the sky orange. Emily was quiet. Then she asked, "Robert, can I ask you something personal?" My heart started racing. "Of course." "Do you ever feel like you're waiting for something, but you don't know what?" I looked at her and answered honestly, "Yes, all the time." She nodded slowly. A few days later, I asked her, "Emily, do you have a boyfriend?" She looked surprised, then shook her head. "No, why?" "Just curious," I said, trying to sound calm. That night, I could not sleep. I decided I would tell her on her birthday. Chapter 5. The Night That Broke Me. I worked part-time at a bookstore. I saved money for weeks. I rented a small hall with help from my friends. I bought a cake. I even bought a simple ring. It wasn't expensive, but it carried my whole heart. On her birthday night, I arrived early. Emily walked in with another man. She smiled and introduced him. "This is Mark. He's my boyfriend." I felt my heart fall into pieces. They had been together for 2 years. I stood there, holding the ring in my pocket, while the world collapsed inside me. I left without saying goodbye. That night, I cried like I never had before. Chapter 6. Standing Beside Her Pain. A week later, Emily found out Mark was cheating. She came to me, broken and crying. I didn't say, "I told you so." I didn't say anything cruel. I only sat beside her and let her cry. She leaned on my shoulder. "Why are you always here for me?" she asked through tears. "I am here because you matter," I said. Slowly she healed, and slowly she saw me differently. One evening she looked at me and asked, "Robert, do you love me?" I took a deep breath. "Yes," I said, "I always have." She cried and hugged me. Chapter 7. Love That Could Not Stay. For a short time we were happy, but life had other plans. Emily's mother got a job overseas.
They had to move. We promised to write. We promised to remember. Then she left. Years passed. Life moved on. Chapter 8. A life lived without forgetting. I married later. I had children. I lived a full life. But Emily never left my heart. After my wife passed away, loneliness returned. Then one afternoon in a park, I saw her, older, gray-haired, but the same eyes. She looked at me and said, "Robert, after 50 years, we found each other again." Chapter 9. Love at 71. Now we walk together slowly. We laugh softly. We talk about the years we lost and the love that waited. I am 71 years old, and I can finally say the best part of my life did not end.